What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Monday, January 15th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
I think that's what I want to do now, is replace the pure one, because you're no longer pure, of course. You've had sex now.
Yeah.
You drink now. All these
I've had
things
a fair
happen.
amount of sex in that time.
Exactly.
Not a great amount. Like,
I think we should.
I wish I had more, you know?
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Yeah.
But I think we should just replace it with just the @ Make the @ even bigger.
At Tim Gettys?
Yeah. But I don't know. Then
As
it
of
sounds
now,
like,
retiring the pure one, I'm down for that.
Okay.
Because the pure one was always a weird thing. Like, I know that it like made sense.
Yeah, at the time.
Kind of at
Yeah.
the time. But even then, like, I don't know. I never loved it. I was never thrilled. Producer, seducer.
Yeah.
Super fucking cool.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He only does
I'll
everything.
come up with something.
I love that.
Yeah,
right?
oh,
That
yeah,
was good.
Human was a good
Pride of Long Island.
Pride of Long was a good
Man,
one too.
the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
one.
The glue for Kevin I like. We don't
glue?
use it a lot, but
yeah.
it means a lot to him.
Yeah.
Of course, he's not here today.
Yeah.
Cool Greg, so cool he doesn't need a nickname, even though we gave him mascot of Market Street, which was funny because I walked around Market Street yesterday, and then later in the day, of course, I saw Cool Greg putting up things, had a bunch of weird ass beers he bought for like 99 cents, was on Market Street.
I walked by Market Street a couple days ago, and there was, you know, those power line things, I guess. I don't know. The big wooden sticks that go up. What are they called?
Telephone poles?
Yeah, telephone poles. Yes, yes. I was so blanket there. And they had, you know, people post all the like missing cats and all that stuff, or like job hunting or whatever. Someone was offering harmonica lessons. And I'm like, that's interesting. Even more interesting, all the little pulley things were pulled off.
That sounds about right. That seems about right. San Francisco 2018 on Market Street, that sounds like something they would do. I tried to learn harmonica back in the day. I got the harmonica. You get like, you know how your parents give you get it at a fair or something.
Oh,
and you open it up and it's got the little like blow here and do this and blah blah blah. I can't play the harmonica for shit.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe you should try to get lessons.
Well, I'd love to, but all the
high
tabs are
demand.
gone. I can't. Yeah, there's a wait list now to get into this Market Street harmonica lesson. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kinda Funny Games Daily each and every week on a variety, or every weekday on a variety of platforms. We run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about before answering your questions that you've submitted to kindafunny.com/KFGD to be part of the show. Remember, you can watch as we record it live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, like so many people are right now. Happy Martin Luther King Day. However, we don't look at the chat. We're trying to make a polished podcast. Instead, you have to either go to kindafunny.com/KFGD to give us, questions. Or if you're watching live, your job is to keep us honest. Go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong. Tell us what we screw up as we screw it up so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames or listening on podcast services around the globe. I feel like I feel like, and I didn't play sports, of course, I feel like this is like like one of those the practices where you're not going full contact. You know what I mean? Like we're not. It's a holiday. A lot of people are still off. Joey's not here. Kevin's not here. I don't know if Andy's here. Like
Andy's here.
Okay. A lot of people aren't.
I feel
here,
you.
though.
I've been feeling a little off too. She's feeling off as well. She had to make a phone call to a customer service situation.
Gia did?
Yeah, yesterday.
Okay. Yeah.
And she called and she starts herself, hi. Hi. And I'm like, that's the worst way to start this conversation.
No.
They don't respect you. You lost the respect.
Yeah, they already know they have the high ground.
Yeah.
I just meant the fact that like it's a holiday, so it's like it doesn't feel like a real day of work, but it is a real day of work.
is.
But like I still feel like I'm going half speed. I don't full pads.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
Half speed Monday. You know what I mean?
Here's a quick one for you. What I like to do is when I call one of the customer service hotlines or something like that, and they go, "This is Jenny at LaCroix. How can I help you?" I go, "Hey Jenny, how you doing?"
Yeah.
Throws them off every time.
That's what I'm saying.
Every time they're like, "I'm good. How are you? Who am I talking to?"
There's a game to play here.
Yeah.
With these customer service.
No fear.
We'll talk about
That's
it.
for a different show.
That should be a GOG topic.
For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 5 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen!
Candy Andy. Number 1 is Quantic Dream, a toxic workplace. This is making the rounds.
Damn it!
Eurogamer had it up, and I'm going to read their first 2 paragraphs. 3 separate French reports published this afternoon level serious allegations of unhealthy studio culture at Quantic Dream, developer of Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and the upcoming PlayStation 4 game Detroit Become Human. Quantic Dream leaders David Cage and, stick with me, I'm apologizing, everybody, Guillermo de Fondamere, are accused of inappropriate behavior, overworking staff, including in or at least turning a blind eye to a schoolboy culture involving sexist and racist jokes. Again, this is from Actually, I cut it off before. The main French report they're citing is Le Monde. I'll get to that in the bottom. Le Monde, definitely a website. I'm not familiar with the organization. And the report that then Eurogamer had translated and went through, and they mistranslated something. They came back and corrected. Talks about all manner of thing. Comments in there, sexist comments. Okay, I didn't see it in their thing, but they mentioned homophobic comments at one time. Going through and then comments about race and things like that. And they're not throwaway, I shouldn't say that. They're comments that they're putting out here and there. And I don't know if that's setting up this has been happening all the time, if it is select things, if it is just these two guys saying something. It's still a murky situation, but the entire report's up at Eurogamer. You can go read it there, along with a bunch of updates. One of the updates came by way of Game Informer. I jumped ahead. One of the updates was Quantic Dream's response to all this. They put out an official statement to Eurogamer that said, articles published today level various allegations against Quantic Dream, its management, and employees. We categorically deny all of these allegations. Quantic Dream filed a complaint several months ago, and further complaints will follow. We invite interested parties to read the responses of our employee representatives and Health and Security Committee to questions submitted by the journalists prior to publication. Inappropriate conduct or practices have no place at Quantic Dream. We have taken and always will take such grievances very seriously. We value every single person who works at Quantic Dream. It is of utmost importance, it says, to us that we maintain a safe environment that allows us to channel our shared passion for making video games. This is on top of, in the original Eurogamer thing, it's hard for me right now as I paraphrase everything to tell you if it was from their original reporting or if it's from the Le Monde thing, has David Cage in there basically dismissing all this and being like completely untrue.
I mean, they just straight up say we categorically deny all of these allegations.
But like David Cage was very much, I don't know how they got the comment. It strikes me as like if you were like walking to your car and you're like blowing the shit off. Where you're like, not that he's blowing off how serious sexual harassment or all these things, but like, basically, this is bullshit. I work with Ellen Page. She's, outspoken member of the LGBT community. He references somebody else an actor I'm not familiar with, and how he's active and I believe in civil rights or race politics. Like, he's like, let my work speak for myself. Let my who I associate with speak for myself. So
I have a black friend.
Well, no. Now, yeah, that's boilerplate. 140 characters on Twitter. I don't think that's exactly what he was saying, but it is, I guess, technically what he is saying. You're right that I have a black friend, I have a gay friend, so clearly I can't do this. But he also is saying I didn't say these things, that these people wouldn't be a part of it, but whatever.
I mean, them coming out and saying flat out, we categorically deny all of these allegations. That is an official statement that they are putting out there. To me, this makes this different than a lot of the other situations we've been seeing over the last...
Yeah, there's not like, well, it's hard to say what happens here, or like, we're going to internally investigate all this stuff. They're saying we have investigated.
We've investigated, and nope.
We invite all interested parties to read our responses, employee representatives, and the health and security community. Anyways, Game Informer then had this other update. Le Monde journalist, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, William Aduru, sorry again, says he has been blacklisted by Sony for his piece on the studio's reportedly toxic studio environment. Aduru says that the notification has come from sources and that this activity is common in the games industry in France. In reply to someone asking for proof, Aduru replied in English, "No proof to share, sorry. Sony doesn't send any congratulations, you've been blacklisted greeting card." So, argument's sake there is that somebody on the one of his contacts is like, sources at PlayStation, it's been said somewhere there, this is PlayStation France, that, hey, don't work with this guy again. Okay, he's blacklisted, and then they get back to you. Who knows if that's 100% true, who knows it is. I do know that from total scuttlebutt rumors, what I'd hear through the grapevine, and not even in pertaining to when we were at IGN, EU, AU or anything, I do know that the PR game is a bit different over, it seems like, in European countries. So
yeah, and also just culture means there's different levels of acceptability of different things and of where things are at. I don't know what they are, so I don't even want to begin to speak on that.
Of course.
But where it comes down is, like the way that we handle our U.S. arm of PR is very different than other people. And there's been times when even I, who has very little experience with all the PR stuff, that's usually a you thing. Like when people reach out to me, like randomly, I deal with a lot of the other country people, and it gets really weird sometimes where I'm like, our people are telling us one thing and you're telling us something different, and that gets complicated.
Of course. So, developing story all over the place. But let's just jump to the heart of the matter. The Fantastic Ian writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD, just like you can, and says, after hearing of all the awful stories coming from Quantic Dream and that Sony blacklisted the journalist that published the story, all hype for Detroit Become Human from me has dwindled. Are you both still excited for this game, or are you able to separate the sexual misconduct allegations from the game itself? Thanks as always. Love what you guys do. The $1 million question.
Man. And it sucks because as the days go on, this just gets harder and harder and harder to deal with.
Yeah.
We've done this topic on the Game Over Grady show before, and I feel like it's right for an update sometime soon.
Sure.
Of just, how do you separate? I mean, we talked mainly about an artist from their art.
Right. Kevin Spacey.
From what they're doing in their life and stuff. And a big thing that we brought up is like, where is the line to be drawn? And everyone has a different answer. And I don't think that there is a morally correct answer when it comes to this, because it is, at the end of the day, it's not just these people making a game. There's a studio full of people. There's like boycotting the game is affecting so many people. Just like with House of Cards, it's like if they were to just straight up be like, the show's done. Right now, we're not even doing the other season. So many people are losing a job because of Kevin Spacey. That's really unfortunate, right?
And that's what, I mean, right now, and I keep in mind that for me personally, this whole entire incident is an hour and a half old. Because this weekend had friends in town, was running around San Francisco, kind of cut off from like what's actually happening. I think last night, I saw a thumbnail last night, and I was like, I'll deal with this in the morning. Kind of thing.
And what another thing for me about the line is, I brought this up on the GOG topic we did, that I feel like at this point was we were at the old house. So
really?
Yeah.
Art from artists, or the art?
Yeah, we were talking about Kanye a lot. We were talking about things like that. Yeah. And for me, I keep bringing up the idea that when there's artists I know that like cheat on their wives. Right?
Yeah.
Like that makes me think of them differently. Like to me, I put that in the same category of, as far as I'm concerned, like you're ruining someone's life. I don't want to support that. And that's been hard. And there's been definite exceptions where I do still support these people for whatever reason. And it gets very, very complicated, especially now when it's hard to look at a project that I'm looking forward to that someone isn't doing bad things. And at what, the cleansing needs to cleanse. We need to get through this so that we can hopefully move forward to a better tomorrow where this shit isn't happening. People learn better, and we don't need to worry about it.
The nail is being hit on the head by you. Where, what do we do in this situation where you're talking about, let's say it's all true, which again, we don't know. They're saying it's not. We're literally back to the normal. It's a he said, she said. What the fuck do we do? Cage and his other guy, the two leaders of Quantic Dream, because I just don't want to butcher his name over and over again, are saying categorically false. We've filed these things. We continue. They sound like they're going to fight it and try to prove their case. And that's so hard and impossible to do, of course. So it's these two heads of the company that, let's say it's all true, are bad guys, have said bad things, are bad. And I'm totally painting broadest of brushes right now. I'm saying that they are bad people incarnate. I don't know if that's true based on these comments, whatever. But I'm saying hypothetically, they have, I forget, in the one, I think the Eurogame article or somewhere else was reporting, I want to say it's kindafunny.com/you're wrong, 150 people at Quantic Dream, maybe more, maybe less, but it's a lot of people that believe in this project so much and the job so much that they're there working under conditions that aren't great, where it is somebody's being shitty to them, saying shitty things, treating people, it's overworked, they're colluding in, they're doing inappropriate behavior. Do we not consume the media even though the majority of people are fine, but the two figureheads aren't? Is that the way to send the message that that's not good? Because I feel like the message of, if this is true, they're going to be ousted. This is going to go. They have to step aside. We've seen it so many other times, right? With different people in different companies all over the place. Is it that you don't support the game, or do you support the game to support the people who went through these conditions to put out the art to get to that point, to make it happen? The blacklisting of Sony. So let's say the PlayStation France thing of blacklisting is correct. The trouble we get into, and this is not me defending it at all, trying to be a corporate apologist, but stick with me for a second. I feel is the fact that since we're not there, I don't know the caliber of a publication Le Monde is. Is it an IGN? And I'm not, and I mean, is it somebody you know and trust and is great? Or is it similar to the other day on, when I was on the morning show on Friday, maybe, when that Stan Lee story came through of like sexual harassment allegations to him. And me and Nick were like, oh, fuck. And then so many of our European people were like, it's the it's a tabloid. That's a UK tabloid. Like that's not like necessarily real news. And I'm not trying to at all throw shade at Lamont. I don't know.
Yeah.
So them being blacklisted, is that because PlayStation feels that, as Quantic Dream does, that we've responded, we dispute these things, and that's not being accurately represented in the reporting? Like, you guys are doing a hatchet job as you have done X, Y, and Z times, and so this is the final straw. Let's no longer work with them. Because there's a place for that in video game tech coverage, right? If you're trying to work with somebody and they keep fucking you over or acting like that, and this is not about Lamont anymore, hypothetically, right? As a private business, it's your right to be like, all right, cool, we're just not going to do anything with them anymore. I don't know if that's the situation. Is it literally that Lamont's a respected paper and they did one thing wrong and PlayStation's like, well, no more. Well, fuck you guys then. Like, it's so weird, and it's not happening in our space that makes it, as we watch through the window trying to figure out what's going on, so fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with any of this. And like I said, it's all new to me, and I want to see how it plays out and where it goes. And it'll be very fascinating to see, as we gear up for the release of Detroit, how PlayStation as a company handles it. Are they putting David Cage out front and center like they always have before? Or does he have to now recede to the background and we let the game speak for itself?
It's unfortunate because, to me, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but to me, no matter what happens, this taints my experience with Detroit, where the fact that anybody would even need to bring this to HR, there's some issue. Sure. Whether or not the issue is something that needs to be handled or somebody's doing something categorically wrong.
Yeah.
That's different. But people are unhappy in this workspace and unhappy enough that this becomes a news story. And that sucks and that's scary. And this is just the world we're in right now, where it's just going to keep happening. Yeah. Don't love anything, guys. Going to get taken away from
you. Wow, that was some real facts from Tim Gettys. No, I don't know. I don't, Ian here. I apologize, sir. The fantastic Ian here, of course, says that, since this has been published, all hype for Detroit Become Human has dwindled. It's definitely right now in the moment, in the hours of hearing about this and reading about all this, that's not even my concern, right? Like, suddenly I don't even think about the game as much as I think about the people, and like that sucks. And so when we get to the game, is it going to be the same? This is a good analog to this, but it's going to be different, is Uncharted 4, right? Where Amy and Todd leave that project, a whole bunch of other people leave Naughty Dog, and there's so much turmoil about what the fuck's happening with this game that months and months and years pass, and by the time the game comes out, it is, hey, that there was bad news that had happened, but they've recovered and the game seems great and everybody's happy. For this being a 2018 game, I don't think you're going to have that amount of healing. I don't think you're going to have that much time. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to have, this will be a story until the lead up of this. And whether, even if it is that nothing changes and it's, Quantic Dream fighting back against these allegations, if it is that, even if David Cage and the other guy leave the company, that's still going to be in so many reviews and so many things, right? Because obviously we're talking about how this isn't, and then it would be David Cage's final game for Quantic Dream. Like, you got a can of worms right now all over the place, and it'll be interesting to see how everyone responds in this situation, where it all nets out.
I think it really just comes down to individuals' moral standing and what they think is right and wrong. And if you personally think that these games should be supported given the information that you have. And I think that at the end of the day, it's not going to affect things too much. I think that these stories suck, but these stories I truly believe are going to come out from every studio everywhere in some way or another, because this bad shit's happening everywhere. And whether it's sexual harassment of the third degree or it's something a lot smaller that's still a problem we need to talk about, I think that's where a lot of this stuff's going to come from. And, it's going to get harder and harder to not lump all these just in the same category. Yeah. But I think that as time goes on, eventually it's going to cross over a point where it's like, oh, we can distinguish this type of harassment versus that type of harassment and how those things need to be handled differently. Right. And then it's up to the individuals to decide what gets what and what will stop you from supporting something. I think everyone needs to ask themselves, where is the line for you that I won't support Detroit? I won't support whatever it is.
Yeah. I don't know. Big questions. We used to just get to talk about video games and stuff.
I know, man.
Now it's all this stuff. But again, questions that need answers. You need to change everything if we want to make sure everybody can be happy when they go to work and do what they want to do. Let me know. Kindoffunny.com/KFGD. I'd like to talk about it tomorrow. What you guys think of all this, what it means for your hype for Detroit, if you're still going to buy Detroit, if you're just going to wait it out and see what's up. Let us know. Number 2, Fortnite's killing it.
We're not killing it.
PC Games and on Twitter tweeted out, Fortnite now has over 40 million players with more than 2 million players playing it once. That was their concurrent over the weekend. I guess they had 2 million people playing.
Good for them.
Right?
Riding that wave.
Of course, Games Radar has an update from that. Even this is about updates coming. Fortnite Battle Royale is getting a makeover, or rather, its map is getting a makeover. Later this week, the game's popular Island Arena that players know and love will be looking quite a bit different as Epic Games revamps old locations, throws in new environmental aesthetics, and adds no less than 5 major points of interest to its northwestern corner. From the skyscrapers of Tidal Towers to the underground caverns of Shifty Shafts. Parentheses, stop giggling. They told you. They called you.
I never will stop, Greg.
I just want them to put trophies in it.
Shafts.
I just want them to put trophies in
You
it.
just want them trophies?
Yeah, because me and Kevin have been playing PUBG. I have a great time with PUBG. I've thought about, now that I've been playing so much PUBG, I've thought about coming back and jumping back into Fortnite, because I've done a few matches of Fortnite on PSN. But then I'm just like, well, I'm having fun with PUBG.
Yeah.
I'd rather keep going here. But if they would put trophies on the battle royale mode here, I'd come back. I'd play more there. But even still, maybe I should just go play. Maybe I should just.
I don't think they need you.
They don't need me. I'm not. No, they don't need me. They're fine over there at Epic. Yeah. Good for them though. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, no, really though, good for them. Fortnite, one of those games. I feel like it's a game that defines a type of game where, you know, people talk about canceled games. Everyone talks about Star Wars 1313. People talk about StarCraft Ghost. Like there's these pantheon of games that fit that category. And I feel like Fortnite's one of those games of like, oh man, it was announced and took way too long to come out and then didn't really make a splash when it did.
Yeah.
But now it's like
They put that battle royale mode in.
Yeah, and now it's like similar in the category of games like Rainbow Six Siege and stuff where, hey, even though it didn't succeed when it first came out, now it
Well, that's the thing.
rose like a phoenix.
Again, the reason I think about going back to it is when I'm playing PUBG and there's lag, or I just don't. And I know that I'm just not great at it, but I don't feel like the shooting feels great in PUBG. Like when I'm aiming, I never feel like I'm in control. Whereas with Fortnite, that's more of the pace of that game and the way it controls before. I've always been like, oh, like I remember when I first jumped in, I was like, oh, this feels easier than PUBG on PC when we used to play because it felt more familiar. I need to suck it up. I'll put trophies in it first. Number 3, IGN saying more NBA Jam could be on the way, Tim.
Come on, a champ.
He's on fire. This year marks the silver anniversary of 1993's seminal NBA Jam, and it appears Tim Kitzrow, the much-loved voice behind the series, is working with Microsoft on reviving the series to mark the occasion.
The silver anniversary?
Yeah. 25.
That's a thing?
25 years.
Oh.
I wouldn't have known that. I mean, that's their headline on it was like, on the eve of the 25-year anniversary. I think, 5 years is wood. Did you know this?
Shut the fuck up.
Every anniversary, not every, but like major milestones, look it up on your phone. They all have like stupid things like wood, gold, platinum, whatever we're supposed to. It's like, you know what? We're living together. Isn't that good enough? We're alive. We got a kid or something. Got a dog. That's it. Anyways, my apologies. I'll get back to the story. Working with Microsoft on reviving the series to mark the occasion. The news comes courtesy of ESPN, where Kitzrow mentions, as part of a wider conversation about the game, that, quote, there is movement in the works to get a revival done, end quote, confirming he is working with Microsoft to possibly produce a new game. Would you be down for more NBA Jam?
Yeah. I feel like the little reboot that came out a couple years ago was a big hit.
Yeah.
And I know a lot
Weird
of people.
that it never went anywhere else, right? That's just... They did it, and then they put out like not the remaster, but like the deluxe edition a year later.
I feel like it's I don't think it's weird that they didn't do anything else. I feel like that's the type of like thing that it's going to come, it's going to go, and people want it, and then it happens, and they get it. What are you going to really add to it? Like it reminds me of things like when they brought back Turtles in Time and a lot of those type of
arcade games
where it's like, you know, those are always going to hold a very special place in our hearts, but games have evolved so much that. I don't know. I feel like those are more just like fun little nostalgia trips than actual really cool things people want to be a part of.
Good point, yeah.
However, NBA Jam, I know that there is like a really loving community for it in the same way like Killer Instinct had one. And, you know, Killer Instinct was rebooted and they do keep doing updates to it and people fucking love that shit, but not many.
We always talk about sports games and like, or we used to, and then we talked about it recently on the show how it's just not the time really the way it works. But in terms of like Madden or FIFA just being a platform that you updated, I feel like NBA Jam really could be.
Totally.
Of like, here's the thing, and then every other week or every few months we're going to put out all these different team packs, right? And it is all right, cool. It's the updated Bulls. It's the updated whoever with the new people. But then it also is like
the Ninja Turtles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're putting out these crazy.
Yeah, you're
teams.
right. That could be interesting.
What do you got for me on the anniversaries there? I saw you looked into
I got
that.
a lot more than I expected.
I told you it's a real thing.
So it's not only is it a real thing, it's every year. Year one,
Too much.
traditional, and there's 2 options for each. Year 1 anniversary is the paper anniversary.
Sure.
But
People
in
love
modern
paper.
times, it's clocks. Year 2, cotton.
Who the fuck does this?
Modern, China. Year 3, leather. Modern, crystal or
leather.
glass. And you just keep going. I'm like, this is stupid. Yeah, year 5 is wood, but let me update you, Greg.
What is it?
Silverware. It's silverware. Get the fuck out
Who
of
the
here.
hell's doing this?
Get out of here with this dumb bullshit.
Number 4.
Pearls. I ain't buying no one pearls on our 12-year anniversary.
Wushu Studios has been founded by a bunch of familiar faces. Here's their press release. We're pleased to reveal Wushu Studios, a brand new independent game development studio based in Liverpool's high-tech creative quarter, the Baltic Triangle. Founded in August 2017, the team is helmed by veteran AAA developers behind the popular MotorStorm and Drive Club franchises, as well as fresh talent from around the world. Leadership is comprised of studio founder Alan McDermott, former Evolution Studio at PlayStation, design director Nigel Kershaw, former Evolution Studios, PlayStation, Deep Silver, Revolution Software, and art director Stuart Trevor, former Evolution Studios and PlayStation.
Evolution.
You say you want an evolution. Currently supporting a team of 11 and expanding Wushu Studios formed with a goal of moving away from the AAA grind to create games with interesting mechanics, unique concepts, and to deliver fun, refreshing gameplay experiences to players. While we're not quite ready to talk about our new game in detail just yet, we can confirm that prototyping began in September 2017 using Unreal Engine 4, and it is a brand new IP with a tantalizing and unexpected take on the science fiction genre.
Most important takeaway from this, tantalizing, one of my favorite words.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Second most important thing, awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, right. The guys were so cool from Liverpool when they were working on all these different racing games. I mean, MotorStorm, of course.
You
obviously,
have your
people love.
lineage with covering a lot of those.
Oh, sure,
guys.
with the PlayStation, yeah, and then Drive Club and all that stuff, which had a really rough launch, but in the end came around and people really, really dug it.
You turned that one. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
that was rough. Yeah,
done better.
You had a flat tire on that one. I might say. You know what I mean? Maybe that analogy ran out of gas.
Damn, Greg, you're bringing the fire.
Maybe there was a head-on collision and both your parents
so you lost. You
lost
should have stopped. You should have stopped.
My apologies.
If you were
Okay.
NBA Jam, you wouldn't have got on fire. You had 2 out of 3.
God, I could go for NBA Jam. I'm just saying it. But for Wushu Studios, cool. Congratulations to all those guys. Congratulations to Shinobi, right? He's doing PR and marketing?
And marketing,
I
want to say.
He tweeted about it, but he's working there too, so good for him.
He is one of the Twitter homies.
Yeah.
For sure.
Reset Era as well, right?
Yep.
Mod there. Mm-hmm. And then 5. Now this, pick up your salt, take 1 grain, and take it with that. We have a rumor from Gaff that a new Xbox Elite controller might be on the way. They had a link on the site, clearly named rumor, to something in a foreign language that I do not understand. And then they had it translated, and these are the bullet points for it from this completely rumor. Rechargeable batteries that are undetachable, USB Type-C, Bluetooth on Windows 10, 3-level hair trigger locks, 3 profile configuration switch, and longer key travel for paddles. I don't even understand what most of those words mean, but I wanted to put it out there. I know people love the Xbox Elite controller, and I know they're hard to come by.
Yes.
You're having trouble getting one.
Well, so yeah, that's the thing. I don't think they are hard to come by anymore. They haven't been for a while.
Well, I apologize, everybody.
You can just kind of go
Can you still find them in
online
stores?
and buy them. Yes.
Okay. I just want them to make one for PlayStation.
I know, me too. But now that I have the Xbox One X, I've been like, okay, cool. I'm investing in this. I want to make shit look pretty. I've been talking to you about this. I'm going to go on a tangent for a quick.
Everybody, strap in for a tangent from Tim Gettys.
I've been working on my house. Well, mainly she has been buying furniture. But I have an aesthetic for my TV and desk and stuff, and it's looking pretty damn nice. All right, and most of it has like a white and black feel to it, mainly white, like black on white. Is the way that the kids call it. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to go this far, I might as well like go all the way. So I was like, if I have my PlayStation, if I have my Xbox, I want to get black on white controllers.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And I'm like, both of them making, they look good together. Like this will be a nice little thing for the
feng
shui of the whole situation. Thanks, Greg.
No problem there for you, buddy.
And then I found out that the Glacier White PS4 controller,
Sure,
it's all types of hard to get. Right? It came with Destiny
2 bundle, the Destiny 2 PlayStation 4 Pro bundle.
Was it Destiny 2 or was it just Destiny?
They definitely had a kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. Kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. I'm pretty sure the Destiny 2 bundle PlayStation 4 Pro was white as well, but I digress.
I don't think there's a white Pro.
Okay.
I do not think that there was a white Pro.
I think you're wrong. Kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. Let us know.
But anyway, I want that. But then it's like I can find a bunch of the Glacier White PS4 controllers, but it's V1 of the controller. It's not the V2.
Oh, it doesn't have that nice little light bar
with
through
the light
touchpad.
bar and the gray buttons and stuff. So I'm like, well, that's a little upsetting.
Sure.
So I'm struggling finding that. And then you go on eBay and there's a whole bunch of fake ones, and I'm like, this is scary. So
have
if
you thought about
just has any hookups on a V2 Glacier White PS4?
You can do custom controllers.
They're expensive and they're not what I want. These are nice. They're perfect. They're all that I need. Then the Xbox side, the Xbox One S, the white controller, Lunar White or whatever the fuck it's called. That's perfect. Exactly what I want. But then I'm like, I want the Xbox One Elite controller.
Sure.
Because if I'm investing in this, I might as well go all the way.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. I do.
The problem is they only have the black one. They don't make a white one.
Yeah, the Elite.
So I'm like, this is such a hard thing.
Xbox, as I've said before many times on the show, doing so much right, building such an amazing foundation for their gamers. I love the Xbox controller lab, where you get a design lab, where I have a controller customized from it. I got a blue and white one. It's got at Game Over Greg on. I play PUBG with it every night. I love it so much. I'm the same way as you, though. Like when I went there, I'm like, fuck. It'd be awesome if I would give you the extra cash to give me the Elite and customize that bitch.
Because there is custom places you can get custom Elites, but they're ridiculously expensive. Like it's like hundreds of dollars more. And I'm like, can't even do it. They look really nice. I want it, but I'm not going to do it. But then I saw on Amazon, there's faceplates you can get. And I'm like, are they cheap? I don't know. But they're like $10. So I'm like, I can get a white one. Flip it on if I want. Yeah. So last night, I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm committing. And I go, Amazon, they don't have it. They're out of the Xbox. It's not available. And I'm like,
So you're saying they're hard to come by.
And then, well, no, because then like you can still get them on Best Buy and Target and stuff and Walmart. But I was like, interesting. But you look, and on those websites, I noticed that it was like implying it was an out-of-date item. So I was like, that's really weird. So then for me to come in and you have this news, a little serendipitous
Something's
to
happening.
me. Something's up.
Still take it with a grain of salt. But there is rumblings from some site that I can't read, and Gaff then translating it, and now Tim Gettys firsthand knowledge.
Firsthand knowledge, man.
We'll see what happens.
Now, before you get to some other stuff, Greg, I'm going to add a 6th story.
Oh,
the
my
Tim
God.
Gettys Nintendo Corner.
Oh, God.
Kind of funny games. I'll keep it quick.
No, not even that. I don't mind you going long. I love talking about what's happening in games, but I want to put it out there again for reader mail coming up. I told you on Friday, right? A lot of fucking Nintendo questions. Yeah. If you don't like that, you got to ask other questions. A lot of Nintendo questions today.
Nintendo happens, man. Nintendo
happens.
Nintendo happens.
That's a new bumper sticker.
Just a quick little update on Nintendo rumors for the week. Because Nintendo rumors at this point, Greg, you can't stop the hype train.
No,
right?
you can't. It's happening.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo. Did you see me get Andrew Renae on Twitter with the choo-choo?
I did, yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
There are rumors that last week had the Direct, right?
Massive Score writes into kindoffunny.com/KFGD and says, since 2012, there have been 11 Nintendo Direct minis. Every mini has been followed by a full-fledged Nintendo Direct within 3 weeks. Do you think we'll see a new one soon, or are fans fueling their own hype to their own peril?
Fans are fueling their own hype to their own peril. Entirely.
Gotcha.
Having said that, shit's going down, shit's happening. And I'm one of them, and I'm totally fine with that.
Give me your conspiracy theory.
The conspiracy theories, I'm telling everyone right now, on Reset Era, there is a new thread that just got posted that is a up-to-date thing of all the Nintendo rumors. And this is going to be fantastic for me going forward, because trying to keep track of all of them, super hard. Having them all in one place, great. It gives you chronological timeline of the rumors and then the Direct and what happened and who said what. It's great. Okay. Yeah. Going into this, there's there's so much things that conspiracy theories, people can look into and be like, well, the Japanese Direct site has a blank space, and whenever it has a blank space, that means the Direct has happened within 3 weeks after that happening. Sure. So that's good. There is another blank space. Cool. We can expect that we're going to get another Direct based on what I've seen and what I know. I don't think we're going to get a Direct this month. I think another one. I think it will be sometime in February. Okay. We have Bayonetta coming out. Does Bayonetta 1 and 2 need its own Direct? Not necessarily, but it would fit really nicely in a trailer would fit really nicely in a more proper full Direct. But the rumors right now that I want to give you the update on
lay them on me.
There's a lot of things pointing to this Thursday. What people are like, should it be a Direct? All the people that are reliable sources are saying no, it's not going to be a full Direct. Don't get too hyped. Stop. It's not Smash Brothers. Stop. Sure. Okay. What it looks like is it's going to be some type of video that is just going to drop on Nintendo's pages that is just some type of update on Switch something that's not software. So, or that's not video games.
Sure, okay.
What could that mean? Could that be virtual console? I might be hyping myself a little bit too much for that. Could it be the online infrastructure? Maybe. Could it just be the OS update, like version 5? Looking likely.
Okay, that's what you think it's going to be?
So that's where we're at, Greg.
Javier Bonarias writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, "Hey, Greg and Tim, what's the big deal about Virtual Console for the Nintendo Switch? Many of us have already played these games. I don't get the point in going back to those games when many, many more are coming in the future. I like Nintendo's back catalog, but there's too much coming in the future to even bother with the past. It seems that nostalgia for Nintendo games is very sacred to fans. I don't own a Switch yet, and certainly Virtual Console won't be for me when down the line I decide to purchase one. I would like your thoughts on why Virtual Console is so important to you guys and to many others."
I think you're in the minority when it comes to that. I think a lot of people do like playing old games a lot, and there is something very special about Nintendo games and the way they're designed, and whether it's the N64 era on of multiplayer memories or the SNES before of the classics, the Mario 1 through 3, Mario World, Zelda, all the Zeldas, Link to the Past, right? Like Super Metroid. These are games that a lot of people grew up playing and like to replay over and over and over in different situations, and whether that was when HD consoles were first a thing, or even the Wii, it's like it was a novelty of, oh, we get to play these games for the first time in a long time, right? Now we're there with the Switch, where it's like, oh, portably, we get to play these games, and we've already kind of seen that with the 3DS. And did DS have Virtual Console?
I can't keep it all
I
straight.
don't think it did. 3DS definitely did, though.
Kindafunny.com/euro.
Yeah, and things like that of that nature. So
I think it's, I mean, to Javier's point, I mean, I don't agree. I mean, you see how successful both the NES Classic and the SNES Classic are. Granted, they're the nostalgia factor of holding the new controller and having the thing and plugging it in your box. But I think that also is a gateway drug to get people to then go over to the Switch. If the Switch does have the Virtual Console, they've heard about all these great games. They then see that the games that weren't on the SNES Classic or NES Classic that they wanted are there. Maybe they want to make that jump, try the new Mario, do all these different things. Aside from the fact that with the Switch being so successful and being such a juggernaut right now, there are plenty of people. I still have never beaten Super Mario 3, right? Like, so of course, if they put that on there and it's portable and I'm enjoying the system, I'm going to play through it and do it. What's wrong? I'm shaking your head.
I just can't believe you haven't beat Super Mario 3.
That's what it is when you're a Sega kid, man.
I'm thinking in my head, Let's Play series. I'm liking this, though.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to figure out.
Oh, okay.
Just sitting down, because I can talk factoids day after night.
Sure.
About fucking Super Mario Brothers 3.
Okay.
You play through that shit?
No, sure. We can do a full play of that if you want. Yeah, it'll take me forever, I bet. But no.
Mario 3 is easy.
Okay. But yeah, I think the install base there's a whole bunch of people who didn't buy every Virtual Console that came to Wii U, or virtual game that came to every game that came to the Virtual Console on the Wii U, let alone the Wii.
That are going to be very upset when they find out that
They
there
don't
is
transfer
not
over.
a
Yeah,
transfer. But
no.
And also they're going to there's so much money to be made of them putting on this with the install base, with all that. But I think the most important thing is it fills lulls in Nintendo's library and lineup and calendar. Yeah. And you can see what they have now with their first party games for the first time in over a decade. Nintendo's having third party support. What?
Yeah.
Granted, right now it's all porting old games, but what could that turn into? I don't know. I don't think we'll ever see it rival. I can tell you right now, we'll never see it rival Xbox or PlayStation. But I do believe that we're going to see a better third party output on the Switch than we have since the Super Nintendo. And that goes way far back.
Sure.
Better than N64, better than Wii, better than GameCube, all of that.
Okay. Well, Tim, I'm excited to play these Virtual Console games when they come out, but they're so far away. If I wanted to know what came to the digital mom and grop shops today, where would I go?
The official list of upcoming software across each and every platform is listed by the Kind of Funny Games Daily Show host each and every weekday. Yeah.
Out today, Gunhouse on Switch and Light Tracer on PC.
Light Tracer.
Trace the lights around your house. New dates for you. Iconoclasts is coming to PlayStation 4 on January 20th. You know this game?
Looks dope as fuck.
Oh, this you saw this platformer and all this stuff they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Looks really cool.
Where did you hear about it before? Or is this just something that's...
I've heard about it before, and then I got hit up by another one of the Twitter homies.
Twitter homies.
Titus with an X.
Yeah.
I think it was him that hit me up about it. But yeah, looking at it, looks really cool.
Oh, okay, cool. And then also right now you can sign up to get try to get into the beta for the new PlayStation 4 firmware. They are calling it a major firmware. The beta is in February, so you'd imagine maybe late February, early March, we'll see some kind of crazy firmware for PlayStation 4. Now, Tim, it's time to check in with the readers in a segment we call Reader Mail. But first, let me tell you, this show is brought to you by patreon.com/kindafunnygames. Hey, do you like what we do at Kinda Funny? It would mean a lot to us if you went over to patreon.com/kindafunnygames and kicked us $1 or more. Remember, you can do it just once. This isn't like something you're locked into for the rest of your life. But just, money helps us keep Cool Greg employed. Ain't that right, Cool Greg?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So if you like what we do, do it. And if you don't, just don't tell your friends you don't like it. One more Nintendo question, we'll get out of the way, all right?
Do you know that you used the wrong paper?
Do you know we're out of paper except for that paper? So
Oh my
that's
God,
what we get to
okay.
use now. Cool, Greg, order
Right.
more paper. Why do we have that glossy paper?
This is, my Sonic makeshift game that I made?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ordered paper to get it fancy.
It's the last thing we had.
That's
so
funny.
I was
It
like,
doesn't
that's
matter.
all we got.
It's hilarious though.
Nate from Canada A writes in to kindafunny.com/KFGD, just like you can and should. Says, salutations, Greg and Tim. A long time ago, Tim mentioned that it would be crazy if Square announced that Octopath Traveler is actually Final Fantasy 16. However, after some discussion, if I remember correctly, you ultimately came to the conclusion that the numbered Final Fantasy games are reserved for big AAA titles. But what if Octopath Traveler is just a prototype, in a similar vein to what Nintendo showed off for Breath of the Wild, and they are releasing this as a demo to get feedback on the story and mechanics before releasing a fully fledged, AAA-looking, graphically amazing, bonkers-inducing version of the game titled Final Fantasy 16. Thoughts? Love the show and the new initiatives for 2018. Keep up the great work. Keep fucking that chicken. Cheers, Nate.
Thank you, Nate.
Not a chance in hell.
Not a chance in hell.
crazy,
Quantic Dream Traveler is one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. That art style alone, so unique, so damn fantastic. They're not just gonna be like, yo, no, that's just a demo. Especially because what you're talking about with the Breath of the Wild thing, that was just using the original Legend of Zelda. That's an existing thing. Octopath Traveler, brand new engine, looking totally beautiful.
People are stoked for it, too.
And yeah, people are very stoked for it. Do I think it's going to be Final Fantasy 16? No. Do I want it to be? Yes. Could it be some other type of Square RPG that they're just going to bring back and put another name? Someone asked us about that on Games Daily recently. Possibly. I don't know. Is the chance of this game coming out and actually just being called like Octopath Adventurers? Yeah, totally. Like I'd see them like slightly tweaking it and it just coming out and being what it is.
Do we have a date for this game, or is it
No,
just
this was
sometime?
another one that we
Okay.
expected to see last Direct and we didn't.
Okay.
So if there was a February Direct, I'd imagine we'd get a date for it.
Okay.
Because to me, I thought this was going to be a first half 2018 game, and it still could be.
Okay. Next question on the docket is Lord of Pwn. However, Lord of Pwn, I want you to know I went outside of Kinda Funny to get your answer. I don't have an email response because it's a holiday, I assume. So I'll try to get you tomorrow or later this week. And if I don't, then just assume this was just a sham. I just lied to your face right now, or your ears, to get through and look like a good person. Instead, we're gonna go to James. James writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD, just like you can and should to be part of the show. And says, the early year drought is here, and I have nothing to play until God of War, presumably, fingers crossed, releases in late March. It's been time. I think it means it's been time to catch up on some stuff. Well, yeah, I wouldn't typically play. I picked up the Prototype Biohazard bundle during the PSN holiday sale, and damn, I still love Prototype 2. Insane action and a surprisingly satisfying progression level up system make it a game that I can play endlessly. I looked up some reviews and I was surprised to see our very own Greg Miller wrote the IGN review. My question is simple. Do you think we will ever get a Prototype 3, parentheses, with Darksiders 3 coming, also a semi-appreciated action game? Why not Prototype 3? Thanks for answering and enjoy the drought. For anyone looking for a stupidly fun and simple action game where you feel like a god by the end, check out Prototype 2. Also, everybody, an easy platinum trophy, which, I don't think I mentioned in the review, but I do have in my collection. No, there's no chance of a Prototype 3. Prototype 1 and 2 were disappointing, and remember, it's Activision publishing these games, so I assume owning the IP. I feel like Activision is very clear that they are out there to make money off their
Making
games.
that money.
And so they tried twice. I was surprised we got a Prototype 2, honestly, but I think the Prototype 1 push was so much that they were like, we've invested in this IP, we need to try again. Yeah, and so when Prototype 2 came out and was one of those very mid-tier games, No chance.
It's interesting that we are in a drought right now. And the drought, not nearly as droughty as they have been in years past. But compared to last year, it's like, oh, man, there's no real January game.
Monster Hunter World.
I mean, but even then, that's end of January. Like, it's so close to February that, like last year, we got Resident Evil week 1. Wasn't it like January
week
7th?
1?
I'm pretty sure.
No, was it?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking real quick. I meant to look it up beforehand. I couldn't remember who the publisher was of Prototype. Radical Entertainment, a subsidiary of Activision. I'm trying to see if it's still open.
Radical.
On 28 June 2012, due to a financial failure of Prototype 2, Radical Entertainment suffered a significant reduction in staff and would from then on focus solely on supporting other Activision studios while ceasing development of their own projects. So yeah, you're fucked on that. Getting Prototype 3. The thing about it being a drought right now, and I hear you, that I think it was just that you figure last year there was Resident Evil right out of the gate that we were there for. There are other things like that though, where it's like I was looking ahead to try to plan stuff out. The Inpatient is coming up on the 23rd, which granted PlayStation VR only, so a way smaller window than that. But I am stoked for like, a horror game to put you into. But yeah, I've been middling around my cross media bar trying to figure out what I want to play. That's been the struggle, right? I started up Assassin's Creed Origins over the weekend because I did feel like I just want to sneak up and kill some people. And that's when I tweeted out, man, like I really want Far Cry 5. Like Far Cry 5 I wish was hitting right now. Far Cry 5 would do so well if it hit right now. Yeah. And I put out there like,
so true.
I'm like, I could really go for Far Cry 5 right now. Most people are like, fuck yeah, me too, blah, blah. And there was one guy who wasn't even a dick about it, but was just like, isn't this just like, why are you excited? Is this going to be like Persona for you, where you put in a bunch of hours and never finish it? I'm like, yeah, but I'd like it right now. And they're like, well, yeah, but it's not. It's coming to March when there's a million other games coming. And I'm like, that's a great point.
Yeah.
That it's going to...
Primal came out in January, if I remember correctly.
That sounds about right, yeah. It was a kickoff, yeah.
Maybe that didn't work.
Maybe, but I think this has got way more broad appeal than Primal did. No offense to Primal, which was a good game too. Yeah, the drought right now, but it's also that thing of we're just such a culture of gamers of like, it's not new. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh man, like I, for some reason, can't get hyped to jump back into Wolfenstein 2 right now. Like I'm like, what do I want to play? And I'm going through all these games that I put aside, even Persona, where I'm just like, oh yeah, and it's just like, not what I want right now, not what I want. And like I'm like, oh, maybe I'll play some GTA. I'm like, I don't want to do the uphill battle with Kev.
Assassin's Creed Origins as well.
Yeah,
and I don't like it.
You're not Assassin's Creed.
No, I'm just that's it. I just like I don't like the way it controls. Like I don't like the way it moves. But yeah, I'm a bitch.
You are a huge. You are king bitch. That is a true statement. True words have never been spoken. And then the other problem is that I'm off next week and I'm taking off for it, and I'm gonna be like, I think I'm just gonna bring the Switch this time. So I need to like, I don't want to get hooked on a PlayStation
Super
4
Meat
game.
Boy coming out on Switch. Got to get that shit for my trip to LA.
Is it? It's not Super Meat Boy Forever. It's just the original Super Meat Boy.
The original one is out now.
It's on your Vita. Get your trophies.
Yeah,
get your trophies. Get your big trophies. Yeah, no trophies over there. You know what I mean? You know what else? Jen's friends were in town this weekend, so we walked all over the city and had a great time. But we were out at one of the bars, and the guy was like, "Hey, I saw that you had a VR headset." And I was like, yeah, are you interested? He's like, yeah. So we went back and played VR stuff all last night and showed them all sorts of different, like, first off, bringing normal people in who like don't play video games. Have a PS3 they use for Netflix. Yeah. To put them into that, they were all blown away. And then sat down and played Resident Evil again to show them a scary game. And I played for maybe an hour and a half with them, showed them around or whatever, and then stopped. And I immediately went to the store and got all the DLC because I had it all. Like I had the season pass came with the game.
Yeah.
Downloaded all those things. I got to jump in. I think I'm gonna tool around with that this week because I like the scary stuff and I like Resident Evil a lot. And I forgot how much I liked it. Final question of today, Martin Luther King Day, comes from BJ Bumgardner.
BJ Bumgardner.
I appreciate whenever you guys write in under sports people's pseudonyms. If God of War is going to come out in March, then we need a release date soon. Would Sony consider spending what I assume to be a significant portion of their marketing budget to announce the release date with a fancy, expensive Super Bowl commercial? That's a good one, BJ.
That's a good one.
That's good sitting around the campfire when we used to let's hypothesize how we'd run PlayStation and do stuff. No, I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't know, man.
I don't think it's beyond the realm of possibility. I just don't think that's what they do.
Yeah, I agree
with you. But it could be
fucking
awesome if they did.
I agree with you. However, I don't think that it's like there's just a small chance. I think that there's a sizable chance.
Whoa.
That's a really good idea, and that would make sense for why there's not a
a huge push
a
right
release
now.
date,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a huge push. If they were to launch that being their huge push, I mean, guess what? Video game websites are pretty quiet on the on Super Bowl day,
Well,
with
I
the
mean-
exception of movie trailers and stuff.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So kind of owning the video game vertical of that could be a big deal.
My question, but I think, yeah. I still think you would do, I think there'd be a PlayStation blog post of, hey, God of War is releasing, it's a teaser for their Super Bowl trailer.
Yeah.
And maybe even say it there that they're going to announce the release date in that.
And that they can do the day before, right? Like that's the
It's
type
a
of thing I
really,
agree with
really
you.
cool idea.
Because who are they trying to speak to with God of War? People
Mainstream.
watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It would be very expensive. But I mean, hey, we've seen it before with other things. Nintendo did it with Pokemon Go. Or with Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Just in general.
I forgot about that.
I'm going to say you're absolutely right, BJ Bumgarner.
Wow, BJ Bumgarner.
Put it in the books.
Tim just said you're right. Put it
Get
in.
hyped.
Everyone lock it in. What I really want is Vince McMahon to have a commercial and announce the XFL too. You know what I mean? Come on and be like, here, XFL's back. God, I hope they do it. Time to squad up. This is where one of you writes in to kindoffunny.com/KFGD telling me your name, username, platform of choice, and why you need help in the video games. I read it here. The best friends come and find you. Everybody plays games together and has a good old time. Today, Nick Martin writes in. He needs help on PlayStation. His username is Nick Martin 006. So that's Nick with a CK, Martin 006. I feel like the Overwatch community has become so toxic that I never find myself having fun. I'm almost ready to quit one of my favorite games. I'm hoping to get the same experience that Greg gets when he plays Friday the 13th. I also play a ton of other games, so all are welcome. So if you want to be playing Overwatch on PlayStation 4 with some best friends, like-minded individuals, I assume there's even a kind of funny Overwatch Discord happening, and if there's not, I'm sure they'll set it up. Nick Martin, 006 on PlayStation 4. Tim.
Yes.
Each and every day, we record this show live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, and we ask all the people watching live to keep us honest by going to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong and telling us what we screwed up so we can set the record straight on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames and podcast services around the globe. What did we mess up today?
Martine Green has an update for us. Le Monde journalist is
Thank you.
not actually blacklisted.
Thank you.
William Audrau tweeted,
sorry.
Sony France's PR representative just texted me. It's super false that I'm blacklisted, he affirmed.
Good. I hate that stuff.
It is what it is. Hey, we're doing it, Greg. We're doing the best we can. You know
No. I don't hate us being wrong. I hate it when you hear that, like, oh, these people have blacklisted. These like, why?
Like, why are you trying to start shit?
Yeah.
Marco Hutchins says Quantic Dream has 185 current employees.
Thank
as
you
of
very much.
2016,
Thank you.
perhaps more or less now. Oh, shit. Kebab says Destiny 2 did come with the White Pro.
Told
There was
you,
also a Black Sun
motherfucker!
bundle. Fuck, I want this so bad. So very bad.
I want that Spider-Man PlayStation 4 Pro. You better fucking make it, and it better look
Man,
good.
this thing is
Insomniac.
sexy as hell.
Just the controller or the whole thing?
No, the whole thing. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if have you seen my setup?
No, you don't take
looks-
photos.
it
You don't
looks
share
so
anything
good.
with me anymore.
I want it once I get this shit
You want
right.
it done. Yeah.
I want it done, and then I want to do a Tim House tour.
cribs.
Or at least,
Kind of funny cribs.
yes.
I want to do. I want episode 1, Tim Gettys' house.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 2, Cool Greg's. We need a cribs with Cool Greg like nobody's business. Episode 4, we fire Nick Scarpino live.
Hell yeah.
Marco Hutchins also says, here's a list of when Virtual Console went live in each generation. The Nintendo DS did not have Virtual Console.
My
Wii,
apologies.
November 19, 2006. 3DS, June 6, 2011. And Wii U, January 23rd to 2013 with a soft launch with the official launch in April 26th.
They're playing James in the other room. Oh, now I stopped them. They knew I was having fun. They hate it when I have fun. Tim's still looking through kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, seeing what we screwed up.
Regarding Tim saying they only make a black Xbox Elite controller, Microsoft did make a $200 dark red Elite controller themed after Gears of War 4. I'm not sure if it's being manufactured, so this you're wrong. Could itself be wrong? This comes from Luke or Wolf. I guess they did do that. Remember, we got to play with one once at the GameStop Expo. And the Xbox One S I have is the Gears of War one.
Yeah.
So that controller is something. I'll tell you much. There's
It's-
claw marks on it. And
Still not what you wanted, but it's in there. It's getting there.
Yeah.
And they say that a hero can save us.
Sure, I was totally wrong. Kebab says Resident Evil 7 came out on January 24th.
I thought it was deeper in there, so there you go.
Man.
Suck a dick.
And Primal came out March 25th. What?
Get the fuck out of here, Tim.
I'm a dumb fuck.
You've embarrassed the show.
Yeah, whatever.
See, that's my thing, though. To actually bring that back to the conversation is I feel like when something happens in the spring, that first 3 months of the year, we associate. By the time we look back on it, you assume it was one giant clump.
Yeah.
Where I think right now we are just not to the point of having, well, I guess Persona got pushed to April last year, right? But having Horizon and having Zelda and having all that stuff happen, where it was in Resident Evil before it, where I still feel like we have a stacked first half here or first 3 months, but it's that you're like the dominoes wiggling of like, when are we going to start and get going? Because God forbid,
God, I want God
we
of
actually
War
enjoy
now.
all the games. Well, I know, me too. It'd be great. I also want Spider-Man, but apparently you have to work at Insomniac and eat chicken all the time to play that and take it home. But apparently it's almost done. Where James Stevens is just tweeting about, hey, I'm swinging through New York on my giant fucking TV, but God forbid they show any of that footage. You know, why would they do that or anything? I digress. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily for Monday, January 15th, 2018. Remember, each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, subscribe to youtube.com/kindoffunnygames and visit our sponsor, patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Remember, $1 goes a really long way. First off, for you, because you get a bunch of content, early access, all sorts of cool stuff up there. In February, you'll get early access to the PlayStation VR show. We filmed the first 4 episodes over the weekend. I've planned out the next 4.
Ooh.
Some stuff's not coming out yet. Need to worry about that.
Impatient?
And then there's a whole bunch of, I'm not going to tell you what's on there.
Teasy tease.
I don't want to tell them because what if we change it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also don't want to tell them ahead of time, like, hey, these are the games that are there. Because
Yeah.
then they're going to go play those games and not want to watch
Yeah.
the show about it.
Like,
You know
what if
I mean?
we were to record one for Paranormal Activity and it's going to suck so bad that we're like, we're going to stop this.
Fuck this. This is bad. And
That shit
Kevin
sucks.
just did this.
You should feel bad about yourselves.
Wow.
Paranormal Activity
Wow.
VR people.
But the trophies are all gold, I noticed. I thought about looking through it a while, and I was like, I got to get out of here. No, I can't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back tomorrow with the busiest lady in the business, Andrea Renae, who I'm sure will talk about the Minnesota Vikings and their amazing game. But until then, no, it's been our pleasure to serve you. What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller, and I'm going to read the subs and resubs that came in while we did Kind of Funny Games Daily. Thank you for your support. Let's start with Aloys24, who subscribed to Tier 1 for 30 months. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Here comes an old name I haven't heard in a while. CK Niche. Subscribe with Twitch Prime for 37 months. What up, CK? Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, you have a subscription you need to give away each and every 30 days. Otherwise, Amazon sits on your money. They don't give it to anybody, and that sucks. Give it to people, even if it's not us, but we'd love it too. The Aging Gamer, subscribe with Twitch Prime. Unsexiest Comedian, Cameron himself, subscribe with Twitch Prime for 37 months and says, the return of the subs. Hey, just wanted to say thanks for everything you guys are doing. Greg, I love the beard. Don't give up. It's looking better every day. Tim, I saw your heart on GD. It's a hard time, but you keep being awesome. Heart you all. Saw your heart on GD. What does that mean, Cool Greg?
On Games Daily. So, if I do it up.
Oh, gotcha. We love you, Cameron. You know that. Mick Carsey subscribed to Twitch Prime for 15 months. Thank you for that. Mr. Anderson 56 subscribed with Twitch Prime for the first time. Yeah. Matt's Playing Games subscribed for 30 months with money. That's great. Hope Sinker subscribed with Twitch Prime for 2 months and left a heart emoticon. We love you. Xanther Sarah subscribed with Twitch Prime for 13 months and says, oh crap, didn't realize I've been subscribed 13 months. Beat Mario Odyssey yesterday. Had fun, but overall I'm done with it. But I would say a solid 8 out of 10, but doesn't do anything I haven't seen before. You are wrong, Xanther Sarah. You are wrong. No, I'm kidding. It's a great game. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Mr. Jack Kelly, subscribe to Twitch Prime. Ooh, here we go. Zriza, subscribe to Twitch Prime. Soapman88, subscribe to Twitch Prime. And those are all the subs and resubs that came in while we were doing the show. We didn't miss any tips, right, Cool Guy? We got tips up here. No, these were, I think we did all these. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we love you very much. Thank you for your support. Until next time, no. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time with live shows and shit.